At Fort Amherst in Kent, Fred Sirieix and I are going to take a look at the men behind Napoleon's success, his army.
A bit chilly, isn't it?
It's very cold.
Right, now, Fred, as you know, an army is only as good as its training, right? Or its legs. I mean, look at these legs.
Frog legs.
Beautiful frog's legs, yeah?
Thank you.
Mine have got a little more meat on them.
They have.
These are more
They
like
have indeed.
chops, cutlets, really.
Considering they conquered most of Europe, I want to find out what turned the average Frenchman into a fighting machine.
Face facts. Your average Frenchman is not the same as the average Brit. For a start, he drinks wine, smokes lorry loads of gauloises, and while it is not for me to generalise or judge anyone, he pongs a bit. But can you turn a bunch of rampant baguette lovers into decent fighting soldiers? No chance. Now, your average British bloke, well, you're talking Terminator. They make the perfect soldier, always up for a punch-up, usually with any passing Frenchman. It's our destiny.
So we're going to do some French army training.
Okay.
But like Napoleonic French army training. So I don't know, what would that's going to be like? Drinking wine and burping and stuff?
I have no idea. But it's probably intense.
It's
I mean,
probably.
the French were known for marching non-stop.
Yeah.
Vast distances.
Oh, well, then this is probably going to be horrible.
The French Grande Armée was actually known to be one of the greatest fighting forces ever assembled, which on the face of it makes any victory we had with the French all the more impressive. At the Battle of Austerlitz in December 1805, just 2 months after his defeat at Trafalgar, Napoleon's soldiers were totally outnumbered, yet killed 6 times the number of men they lost. I wonder if the French were as disciplined and drilled as Fred reckons.
Allez, vite, vite, vite!
All right, mate.
On arrive. Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Keep your
Come on, you slovenly
Come on, let's go.
soldiers. Peloton, gardez-vous! Cue the music. 3 steps to the right. 3 steps to the left.
Oh, this isn't so bad.
Turn to the left. And turn to the right.
Makes me dizzy.
3 paces to the left. 3 paces to the right. And halt.
We're training for an army.
Reposez-vous sur vos
Mais c'est une blague ou quoi?
Je sais pas. It's a joke, right?
The French drill consisted of manoeuvrability,
Yeah,
fleetness of foot,
yeah.
and shouting Vive l'Empereur. The official handbook said you had to be able to do dancing and fencing. If you can dance, you can march.
Really?
Absolutely.
That's it. No push-up, no burpees.
Dancing, fleetness of foot.
So that's what we were doing then?
Well, the vast majority of the group were. You were trying to keep up, Al. And the shouting, you've got to be able to say Vive l'Empereur. When you hear Vive l'Empereur, you just shout. Vive l'Empereur!
Vive l'Empereur!
Vive l'Empereur!
Vive l'Empereur!
Vive l'Empereur!
Vive l'Empereur!
Clearly, it wasn't just dancing that made the Grande Armée an elite force, nor was its strength in numbers. It was the tactics, discipline and ethos which Napoleon instilled in his men. So, let's see how a French squad compares to a British one.
So look, Fred, what we have here is cutting-edge, state-of-the-art soldiers from the Napoleonic era. Look, these are the British. Look at them. Look at sheer cutting-edge, the best of the best, striking fear into people on the other side of the battlefield. Isn't it beautiful?
It is. I mean, look at his red coat. I mean, he's so vivid. Look at the colours.
Yeah. And look, this guy, he's got like a sort of thing with a big point on the end. It's very, very dangerous.
Missing a button.
Yeah, he is missing a button, and we'll be speaking to his quartermaster about that later. These are like Napoleonic ninjas. Because they're wearing green, it's like it's camouflage, see? They're not in the red, so you don't see these guys coming. I mean, look at this guy. Imagine this guy, like, crawling through the mud like that. And then he's got a rifle. It's not a musket. This is accurate. And then we have the French here.
The French army is about discipline. But not only that, we are not fighting for money, are we?
No.
So what are you fighting for?
Liberté, égalité, fraternité.
Vive la France!
Vive la France!
That is why the French dominated Europe for so many years before Waterloo.
And then you ran into this crew on 1p a day in red uniform so you could see him coming, and you're still lost.
Vive l'Empereur!
Vive l'Empereur!
Vive l'Empereur!
Vive l'Empereur!
Vive l'Empereur!
Whatever.
Come on!
Vive l'Empereur!
What are you looking at? Shut it.
The French troops have got something to fight for, it would seem. They really do seem to have a thing to motivate them, to believe in and to inspire them and to make them march to the beat of Napoleon's drum. OK, so maybe the French military are pretty good. So how come us Brits managed to whip them? Maybe it was what we put inside our sailors and soldiers that made the key difference.
So, Fred, the French, you're the kings of food, aren't you? The masters of food. Connoisseur is a French word. Menu is a French word.
Menu.
Menu. I mean, we're talking about an army marching on its stomach, Napoleon's famous saying. Do you think that the French army had better food than the English army?
They must have done.
Yeah.
I mean, how can we not have better food than the English? But then again, it was 1800s,
Yeah.
right? So I think anything is possible. The thing is, did they have enough food? Because we know that the French really didn't have so much support. And basically they were going through the enemy territory and they were just pillaging the whole of the cities and the towns everywhere where they were.
Yeah. We need to look into this, but not until we finish this lovely afternoon tea.
Yes, cheers.
Yeah, here we are. Yeah.
Now, it's a fact that the French love their food. They prize texture, taste, flavour above all else. Oh, and the French mock the humble British pie, the everyday pasty. And what have they got? Coq au vin with dauphinoise potatoes, a barigoulle of spring vegetables, and tarte tatin. Well, that food is certainly totally impractical. You can't eat coq au vin or dauphinoise potatoes, barigoulle, spring vegetables, and tarte tatin at a football match, can you? They haven't thought it through. You'd ruin your shirt. Keep it simple. British genius.
Napoleon, having been defeated at Trafalgar, pursued his ambitions on the continent with lightning success. But to understand why he triumphed on land but not on sea, Fred and I are back to Portsmouth, ready to explore a crucial difference between the French and British navies: food.
So, here we are, Fred. It's the naval kitchen table, and I'll tell you what, over here, the Royal Navy, look at all this beef in my ration. 1 kilogram of beef. Tuck into that.
I mean, that looks incredible. I'm actually jealous. I mean, look. First of all, it wasn't fresh beef. It was either salt cod or salt beef or salt pork.
Right.
And maybe some cheese. But today, I've asked for salt cod and cheese. Gruyere cheese.
I mean, I've got some cheese here, but, you know, I've also got the biggest piece of beef I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, but the difference also for you that it was fresh beef because you had fresh kettle on board. We didn't. It was all salted stuff.
For fresh meat, as many as 50 live bullocks at a time were kept on the upper decks of British warships. They weren't the only livestock. At ports, sailors were allowed to buy extras, but after an incident at Cape Verde, where each of the messes bought a few pigs, goats and chickens, they ended up with over 500 animals. No wonder they changed the rules.
OK, one thing that isn't fresh on here is that this is the famous ship's biscuit.
We had la baguette.
Oh.
We had la baguette.
Oh, look at that. Oh, well, I got this biscuit. Look, I mean, look at this. Right? It actually goes ping. There's onions as well, right? Nelson, in particular, loved onions, fresh onions. He'd make sure whenever he stopped, he'd get fresh onions for his guys. So what I've got here is a delicious beef and onion stew using one of the pints of the 8 pints of beer, the gallon of beer that every man would be issued with.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
A gallon of beer a day, so 8 pints of beer a day.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I mean, how about that?
We had half a pint of red wine.
Yeah?
Bordeaux.
Oh, it's okay.
Bordeaux.
Oh, not so bad.
I mean, the total of calories here per French sailor is about 2,000 calories.
Okay.
I mean, you guys must be looking at what, 6,000?
5,000 calories. Yeah, boomba.
I mean, I only have enough for an amuse-bouche.
This is probably where Nouvelle cuisine came from, didn't it? Tiny portions.
Probably.
From the French Navy.
Probably.
Lovely, OK. And a bit of suet here. Lovely fatty suet. Like that. And we'll add a bit of... Oh, I've got flour as well. I forgot to mention the enormous ration of flour I've got.
Look, Al, I'm doing something very simple.
Yeah?
Beautiful rice.
Yeah.
And then I've got this salt cod.
Oh.
And I'm going to coat it with my crushed black pepper and mustard seeds. So it's going to be a little spicy. And if I manage to grate this cheese, I'm just going to cover gently my rice.
No matter how tasty Fred tries to make it sound, I'd say it's kind of a giveaway when French crews captured a British ship. The first thing they did was loot our huge and hearty provisions.
Right, well, I'm just making dumplings that I'm going to lob in there, because I'm trying to make myself as stuffed and constipated as possible for the forthcoming battle.
You don't want to be constipated during a battle.
You do want to be constipated during a battle, yeah.
I mean, you don't want to have the runs, but you don't want to be constipated either.
If I've got to pick between the two, I'm going to go constipated.
I would pick that too, actually.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. So we're going to put some biscuit in the stew as well. There we go.
In the British Navy, rations were the same for all men on board, from admiral to the junior boys running powder. The British could elect not to have part of their ration and just take the cash instead. Given Fred's meagre supplies, it makes sense the French never got that choice.
I'm going to eat my beef stew with dumplings and biscuits in it and wash it down with a lovely pint of beer. I mean, come on, look at that, looks fantastic. What?
Oh my... I mean, are you serious?
I'm deadly serious. This is it. This is the stuff. This is the old roast beef of England in the belly of the English sailor every day of the week.
You guys have no idea. I mean, you got all this food here and you're cooking this.
Yeah, baby.
You might have won the war, but we cook better. Voila.
I mean, as you say, voila. Look at that. Look at that bad boy. I'm going to call it pulled beef with hardened biscuits and dirty dumplings. That's what we're going to call it. Proof of the pudding. Try mine.
I am going to.
Yeah. You love it.
It's good, but there is a stodginess in there.
A stodginess, that's the point. All right, I'll try a bit of yours. I'll imagine I'm in a Force 10 gale. Oh, oh la la, ma poisson. Oh, zut alors. Oh, c'est magnifique, mon bravo, fantastique.
I mean, I can't believe that the French had so little.
Yeah.
2,000 calories seems insane.
Yeah.
I mean, even by today's standards,
Yeah.
you know, it's not enough.
No.
But can you imagine back in the day?
Nah.
And, you know, there's no vitamin C. I mean, you got onions, you got the lime.
Yeah.
We've got nothing fresh here.
Yeah, your boys are going to be starving, basically.
I mean, no wonder why the French Navy was not motivated.
Yeah, no
you know,
wonder.
There's no investment here.
No.
Anyway, cheers.
Cheers, mate.
Well done.
Yeah, and to you.
It is surprising that the French aren't as well fed as the English. Napoleon was creating this permanent problem for himself by not feeding his men properly, which is weird because he's getting everything else right. It's his mistakes that are so mystifying in the end. For a Frenchman to get food wrong just kind of seems amazing, really.